I've heard that you want to be a VTuber in 2024? Did I read this right? Are you serious? Like, this is actually what you want to do? Um, okay, I mean, I guess if that's really what you want, I could give you some tips and tricks. My first and most important tip of all is don't. No, seriously, don't. It's not worth your time. One of the major issues right now with being a VTuber is that there's always constant drama, like everywhere. I wake up every single day and there's something new happening in the community. Whether it's a new video game that came out that everyone wants to talk about, and if you play it, you're the worst person in the world, or maybe there's a new person coming out and they're being exposed for something. It's really just like the craziest thing to constantly deal with every single day. And if you don't use Twitter for like a single day, then you missed out on like 30 different life events. I'll dive a little bit into some things that I've noticed that, for example, people get canceled about. Me personally, way back in like March when that Harry Potter game came out, I mentioned I was gonna play it. It went into this huge like thing and people were trying to cancel me because I'm apparently transphobic for wanting to play a video game, and I'm a bigot for supporting said video game, but that's a whole thing I don't really want to get into. It's already happened, it's whatever, it's gone. So I kind of just, that happened, and then people, like, a lot of people blocked me because of that. I find random VTubers that I don't even know, like, I don't know who they are. I've seen, like, I see, like, their design somewhere, and I'm like, oh, that's really cute, I'm gonna go follow them. And I go to follow them, and it's like, you've been blocked. And it's like, well, I guess because I wanted to play a video game? Like, it's so weird. And I still have people blocked that have blocked me to this day. And it's just the weirdest feeling, because, like, clearly I go, and I'm like, oh, yeah, well, it's probably because of the game. And it's such a weird thing, because, like, over a video game, whatever, I'm not getting into it, it's over. Now, because of that said event, I had so many people DM me, and I got threats, I got hate threats, I got hate DMs, I got death threats, I got all of the above. And then when I actually came out and said it, a lot of people were like, you're wrong, that would never happen, people would never do that. And it's like, but they did. They literally did. Like, am I faking this? Like, what's going on here? Because I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, well, some random person DM me for death threat. I'm not going to do that for clout. Like, someone DM'd me and threatened me. Anyway, it's a weird thing. It happens. People are very weird, and personally, I just don't really want to associate with anyone, so I kind of keep to myself. But I guess if you can get past that and the toxic people that are only there to use you for numbers, then I guess go for it. Step 2. Do research. Make sure you know the kind of design you want to go for. Do you want to be a cute cat girl? Do you want to be a shapeshifter? I don't know, maybe you want to be a toaster. With all these options, it's really, really endless, and it can kind of feel overwhelming at times. Believe it or not, this was not my first model. I can put a picture of her on screen, but this is originally my first model. I ended up rebranding a little bit and changing into the current model you see now. Mainly because I'm a person of color, I'm black and white, and I wanted to represent that in my model. I feel like having a character who's not really representative, having a character that really doesn't represent me isn't the route I wanted to go, especially as I was growing as a content creator. One thing that really helped me when I actually designed my character is Pinterest. I actually put together a whole board of ideas and things that I liked that I wanted to incorporate into my character. Now, I don't want to get hate for this for the next one. I understand it. Please don't come after me. I don't need to be canceled for the 100th time this year. Basically, I think that a lot of things when you're coming into this community, especially now, are expensive. Which is fine. I understand it. I get it. I get people take their time, they make it. It takes hours, it's a job. I get it, I really do. But for someone just starting out, it's very difficult to actually come into this and want to get like a model and get started and get assets and get everything you need, because yes, there's free stuff, but it's very difficult to like start out with like no money, basically. I'm actually in the process right now of getting a model. I'm on a wait list for an actual like 2D model. That's including art and rigging. And for all of it together, it's like over $2,000, okay? Now, me personally, I don't have a full-time job right now, so I'm gonna do a payment plan, but that's just a crazy amount of money to me. Like that's like rent. That's literally rent. For like I promise you, I understand. I really do. Because I do rigging, so I understand how tedious it is and how hard it is. But $2,000 is just so crazy to me. Like, it's crazy. And I'm gonna do it because I want a model. But, my gosh, it is crazy. Like, please realize that when you're coming into this, there's so much money that you eventually... I mean, I guess you don't have to. Like, you literally don't have to. You could literally just make, like, a stick figure and call it a day and use it as a PNG. But if you do actually want to take this seriously, you're gonna have to spend money. So I've been streaming for about 2 years now. Not consistently at all. I do not have any sort of a schedule. I honestly can't even plan to make one just because my life is so chaotic. But the times that I do stream, I have a great community that joins, and they're so supportive of me, and it's crazy. Over those 2 years, I've gained over 6,000 Twitter followers, and I have only, drumroll please, 644 Twitch followers, which is kind of crazy to think about, knowing that I have such a big audience on Twitter and it didn't really transfer over. That being said, that brings me to step number 3. Growing your content outside of Twitch. It's very difficult, and I mean very difficult, to get any sort of visibility on Twitch. It makes things super hard, especially if you're growing from ground zero, which is exactly what I did. I started with 0 followers, and I started from absolutely nothing and not knowing where to start. I even went through a full rebrand, and people are still here, which is kind of crazy. Even once I get the content, it takes a good few hours to even edit it. Even outside of stream, I do clips. I'm constantly trying to do clips, which I edit myself for the time being. That being said, it takes a lot of time to even get the content that I want to get. That being said, make sure you know where you want to stream, because personally I've had an interest in Kick, but I ultimately decided to stay on Twitch because I've already been growing an audience on there, and I like a lot of the features, even though Twitch as a platform is not the greatest. I've also considered YouTube, but maybe down the line, maybe I'll start there, maybe I'll start doing some stuff there and see how that goes, but as for now, I just make content on TikTok, Twitter, YouTube. I'm doing shorts, I'm doing videos, as you can see, and I do a lot of clips for my streams. I've seen people stream for 5 and 6 hours a day, like multiple days a week, and they aren't growing because they aren't producing content outside of streaming. There's no visibility on Twitch. Not to mention that if you want to be a VTuber, you have to have your model present, or some form of your model. And that's not to scare you off from content creation or being a VTuber, but it takes a lot of work. Overall, I don't ever want to discourage anyone from trying something. I would definitely say that if this is something you're interested in, then go for it, but just realize that at the end of the day, it's going to take a lot of time and effort to actually grow and to see any real impact. Now, overall, again, I want to say, please take the time to realize and plan out and just kind of sit down and think to yourself, like, is this something I actually want to do? Because, again, it's a lot of work. It's very overwhelming. It does cost money if you want to do this full-time and make this an actual full-time thing. And it will take a lot of time and energy. But that being said, there's a lot of positives to being in the community. Now, I would say if you can find the correct people, there's a lot of wonderful people in this community. I think it pays off in the end if you really put in the time and energy. And overall, I mean, it can be fun, you know? You get to make up this really cool, like, persona or character. And, I mean, I'm in love with mine. Like, mine's great. And I love being a part of my community that I've grown so far. I love everyone in it. Everyone is wonderful. But it is a lot of work. So, I hope this doesn't scare you off. I would really love to meet some new VTubers, so if you do decide to go through with it, let me know. Drop your @ I'll follow you. Thanks again for watching, and I appreciate you guys. Make sure to follow me, like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff, and follow me on Twitter, and maybe Twitch, because I stream there sometimes, so. I love you guys, and thank you for watching. Alright, bye!